guys, Sarge 1911 here, and we're ready for another video. I'm ready. I hope you're ready. You know, one thing before we get started, I want to make sure you guys take an opportunity and check out sgt1911.com, sarge1911.com, and check out my battle buddies down at the bottom, okay? Check them out. They're all good people. Now let's go on to the eye candy of the day. What we got, I know it's been out for a while, but it ain't been out for me. So this is for me. We're talking about the Smith Wesson M&P 2.0. Now this one's got the 4-inch barrel. I'm gonna kind of go through the box, and then we're gonna get out talking about the serious stuff. You know, we open this box up, and you know, I'm seeing a lot of things out there with these guns I'm handling these days. Everybody's coming out with these adjustable pistol grips, so you can adjust the pistol grips on there. This M&P comes out with 4 different sizes of pistol grips. You know, you can adjust it down to fit the magazine length and all. So, you know, that's all good. I got an average hand, so to me, an average hand, an average pistol grip would be sufficient enough. But I understand there's people with big mittens and there's people with tiny little things. So, you know, toothpicks. But we'll forget about that. And then we got our cable lock. You know, how much money would we save on buying handguns if we didn't have one of these in every box that should we use that we never use? We can use them from other things, locking up our lawnmowers and stuff. We got 2 15-round magazines. Now, this one I loaded with our favorite Tula. This one I've not loaded yet. I loaded that, but interesting enough, they're 15-round magazines, and I actually did get 15 rounds in them. So Smith & Wesson, worked out fine. We'll see if it functions, but all right, booyah. And now we're going to get down and open this little piece of plastic up here. Here we go. Here's the eye candy. Notice the little orange safety thing. Let's get rid of it. All right, let's have a look at it. Man, I noticed right away it's rough. This is like some serious gritty sandpaper. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to make sure and put the empty magazine in it. Man, it fits good in a hand. Covers the whole hand. You fellas know how I feel about this kind of crap, right? Them fingers hanging off the end. I don't like it. This one feels good. Magazine release. Big magazine release. Not too heavy. Got a good spring in it. Feels good. Put that aside. A couple white dots. We got some white dot sights on there. I'm sure you can see them. They look good. We got some serrations on the back of it. And you know, I don't know if you can call this serrations on the front or not. I might have just left them off, but you know, if they're gonna put them on there, we'll take them. It does have a rail on the bottom. You know, there's no manual safety on it. It's a polymer gun, but it's got a nice metal slide up here that I believe is stainless if I read right, and it's got some weight to it. It actually feels good. You know, typical takedown lever on the side here, the rail. Now, one thing I want to point out about this little handgun is the trigger. I think they call this an apex trigger. If you'll notice, it's almost like a couple of pieces in here. Now, some of you guys can school me and tell me all about the apex trigger if you want to. I really don't care. I'm anxious to learn something, of course, but I tell you what I do like. I like the way it feels. It kind of wraps around the finger. Let me show you my other hand. It kind of wraps around the index of the finger there. So when you pull this trigger, it kind of wraps around there, and it just feels good. So it kind of is made, because it's in pieces, the bottom part will move independently of the top part, and regardless of your size of your booger picker there, you're going to get the right size. You hear me? See what I'm saying? So I think all that is good and dandy. You know, because of that, you know, I like to check the poundage on a trigger pull. I checked it, and this thing pulled like 5.7, 5.5, somewhere in there. But because it's this apex trigger, I don't know how accurate my trigger pull gauge is. I'm thinking it being a polymer gun and the way it feels, it's pretty good. Now, one of the things I read, in which I'm going to be critical, you know, it's got a nice take up on it. I'm going to pull the trigger. Now, I'm going to let it go. Right there. Right there was a take up. Now, I can't hear it because I'm half deaf. But one of the things that is said in the literature online, which I don't know that it's relevant, that it had an audible take up. That means to me, in my opinion, I can hear it when the trigger reset. When can I hear it when the trigger resets if I'm actually firing the gun? You're not. Either you have hearing protection on, which you should have, or you got your ears are ringing and you're never going to hear the audible reset of the trigger. So if it's audible, that's fine and dandy, but you're going to feel the reset of the trigger, which is what's important. You're going to feel it reset and go. It just feels good for a polymer gun. I've been impressed with a handful of polymer guns, and there's some name brand polymer guns that I've been pretty much let down with. I don't have any Smith & Wessons. To me, a Smith & Wesson is a wheel gun. It's a revolver. It's a metal gun. I've always shied away from polymer guns in particular. And the Smith & Wessons, I've never owned a polymer Smith & Wesson. I've never owned a semi-automatic. But no, I take that back. I did own a SVE or something one time. Very disappointed in that. But I think that this here is, they're getting serious about these. The competition's getting out there with the SIG 365. The Walthers, the Glocks, they're all really, really doing a good job. I think it's time, though. It's not raining right now, so we might as well go light it up, right? I tell you what, let's do. Let's go out to the range and make it go bang, bang, bang. All right, we moved outside to the range out here, and I'm going to go over this handgun with you just a little bit more. This is the M&P 2.0. Got a 4-inch barrel, 9mm. Just to hold it with that apex trigger, I'm digging it. You know what I'm saying? But, one thing I'm going to mention, I guess it's, school me, somebody explain to me, because I'm trying to learn here. Someone told me the other day, this is not a slide lock. It's not a slide release. I guess I understand. In my mind, if I'm pushing it back and pushing the button up, I'm using a slide lock. If the slide is already locked back and I'm pushing it down, now I'm using it as a slide release. So to me, the button does the damn thing. It's like a door. It either swings in, or you're either going in or you're out. It just depends on which position you're starting in. Here, I'd use it as a slide lock. After the gun's fired and it's locked back, I'd use it as a slide release. But if there is a difference, I need to learn. Okay, so help me out, school me out, show me what's going on. Somehow, I have lost my hearing protection, like a snake on me. So, something with me, hearing protection just don't work. So, I guess that's why I'm deaf. So, I'm going to lock a slide back. I'm going to put a 15-round magazine in it. Now, this right here, I talked a minute ago about the audible reset of the trigger. But now, watch this. I'm going to put this in here. Here's my magazine. Can you guys hear that? That's audible. To me, that is loose, which means there's a lot of big tolerance in there. But for some guns, if we're talking functionality, you need some tolerance in there so I can get it down in the mud and the grime, the mud, and get it dirty and it still run. So anyway, I got it locked back, locked open, whatever you want to call it. Put my hearing protection on. I'm gonna let it go forward. Some people will release it and let it go forward. Some people do it this. To me, no safety. Let's see what we do. I'll tell you what, that apex trigger is pretty nice. Let's empty that up just a little bit. I like the way that thing wraps around your finger. It gives it a good pull. I don't know if it's actually does have a good pull or if it gives you the mental conception that it has a good pull. Either way, it's the same thing, I suppose. It shoots really good. It seems to be pretty accurate. I'm shooting at a good sized target here, so I think what I'm gonna do, go ahead and top it back off and see if I can hit some of those smaller targets. This little 9mm, the way this thing does, sometimes a 9mm, if you don't hit it just right, it'll hit them little targets and it'll just bounce back off of them. That little target will do this, it'll go, and fall back forward, and fall back forward. Kind of like, you're not quite shutting the door on the way out. So I'm gonna see if we can move around. Bear with us as we move around. This is the first time we've shot this weapon, so let's Let's see if we can hit something. You know, all right, there you go. Nice light back. Fire's good. Good shooting little gun. Recoil's manageable. Polymer pistol. I like it. I like it. You know, there's not often I like a polymer pistol. It's growing on me. I got 2 or 3 of them that's growing on me. I like it. This one I'm gonna put right up there with that Walther PDP. I can put a link to the Walther down at the bottom. The trigger on that Walther is good. This thing is really, really surprising. Pleasantly pleased. Man, the sights, those white dots, it fits good in the hand. I like it, so it's got an aggressive. It's got this side ejector on it, just like the SIGs do on their 1911s. Let's open it up here. Look how big the port is. Wide open all the way across the top, kind of beveled back here on the side. Nice looking handgun. You know, it's an affordable handgun. We're talking somewhere around $550. Somewhere. You might get them a little lower, you might get them closer to $6. You know, they're going to be in demand, especially now when everything is in demand. But let's go ahead and shoot this other magazine. See if I can get my tooler to run again. Lock back, run dry. You know, one thing I got a bad habit of doing, I bring these handguns out here dry. I don't so much as spit in these things and they all run. I guess, you know, today's modern technology and we loose tolerances, you know, it's kind of like an AK-47. They're so loose you can't stop them. You get them dirty and they just keep on running. But that's what we're, you know, that's what we're demanding from our handguns, is stuff that's going to go bang. If it don't go bang, it's just a rock and we need to throw it and get rid of it. We need dependability. I think what you got here in this Smith & Wesson is a good, nice size, nice fitting, nice trigger, dependable 9mm carry pistol. You know, I like it. Put it on your list. Try one out. See what you think. You know, until we get to shoot next time, shoot safe, shoot straight. Hooah.